How about you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so I specifically asked for you. Your story is crazy. Just to let viewers know, last year Minna contacted me in August saying that she got a grade, was it five? Five?
Yeah, it was 5.
Yeah, all right, last year. And I think you asked to do the November session. And then I said, no, don't do the November and do June. I think that was the conversation. And I said, we need some time. So that was the initial conversation. And then I said, Minna, just do exactly what I tell you, and you're going to get the grade you want. So that was kind of what happened exactly
Yeah.
1 year ago. So tell me more about your feelings towards chemistry, like in the past. What happened?
Okay, let me tell you the story from the very beginning. So before joining your course, I didn't really like chemistry much. Like I found it to be a challenging subject, especially since I was more interested in biology and stuff. My experience with chemistry was pretty limited. Like I had taken it in grade 9, but it wasn't as detailed as IGCSE chemistry course we study in grade 10. And my previous school wasn't like an IGCSE exam center, so they didn't cover the full syllabus or practice past papers, which of course left me with a very weak foundation. And then when I knew that I had to prepare for IGCSE exams, I tried finding an online chemistry teacher, but struggled to find someone whose teaching style suited me. And then so I chose a teacher whose teaching style didn't match my learning skills. And at that time, I didn't realize that this mismatch was affecting my understanding. So I thought that everything was going okay. However, when I took the June 23 exams, I ended up with a score of 5, which was far from 8 or 9 I had aimed for.
Yeah, so your aim was 8 or 9.
Yeah. Then after seeing my result, I knew I had to retake chemistry and find a course that aligned better with my learning style. And that's when I heard about your course through recommendations. Like I reviewed some sample notes and I found that the teacher has a good understanding of the curriculum. So I immediately decided to enroll. Since then, it's been a completely different and amazing learning experience.
Now, you said something that I just have to ask about because I do not hear this a lot. You said my learning style and the teaching style. What do you mean? I don't hear students say this very much. I mean, it's a language that we as teachers talk about a lot, but I don't see students talk about my learning style, the teaching style, something that matches my understand. Like, what do you mean by that?
This is because, as I told you, I had a weak foundation about
Mm.
IGCSE system overall and about chemistry because I didn't like chemistry at all. So I needed a teacher, like a qualified teacher that explains everything from the very basics.
Okay, so the foundation and going from the very, okay, I get it now. Okay,
Really.
that I have not had anybody say this before because I do like when I start teaching, I do assume that the students in front of me know nothing about chemistry. I start from the very, 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 very basic and I take it like step by step. It's fast, but it's step by step. So, wow, that's wow. I mean, like I said, very rarely that we see students who think about the teaching style. They just say, "Oh, I didn't understand," or "I didn't get the grade I want." But you've done something really good, is you pinpointed like what exactly was going on, and it's the foundation. Thank you. That's amazing. So you said your goal was a 8 or 9. Why is your goal 8 or 9?
Because simply my goal from the beginning was to get an A star because it's a crucial requirement for the university
For
I'm
the
aiming to
university.
attend,
Where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
Faculty of Medicine.
Medicine. Yeah. So if you want to go to medicine, 5 is not going to work. A
Yeah.
grade 5 is not going to work. You do need an 8 and 9. Now, I do want to tell viewers that IGCSE is the international GCSE, and it's a requirement it's a requirement before going to A levels, which will be a requirement to go to college, especially if it's a medical college. And I also want to clarify that when you said grade 9, which is a language that I use a lot also because I live in the States and we say grade 9, grade 10, but it's actually year 9, year 10, year 11, and so on. So just wanted to clarify these small terms because Nowadays that the grades are not A star, A, B. Now it's a 9, 8, 7, and so on. So that's a grade 9, grade 8, grade 7, grade 6, and so on. That's like your score, your grade. But then your year in school is year 9, year 10, year 11, year 12, and so on. That's a bit of a confusion, especially that each country is a bit different. That's amazing. So the fact that I start from the very beginning helped because you did not have the foundation. So even though you have passed year 9 and things were okay in school, but you did not have the foundation in chemistry, and foundation is everything. Like if you do not understand what an atom is, what do atoms do, formation of ions, then the rest of the content is gonna not make any sense. So when you started, what happened then? Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get to the question, what did you do? What made a difference with you? So tell me more.
Okay, so at the beginning, I wasn't very confident because I had mixed feelings about retaking the subject, both
Mm.
positive and negative. But I have to admit, from day one, the course provided exactly the environment I needed. Even the psychological support was there. Like, for example, your enthusiasm for chemistry really made me believe I could improve and even enjoy the subject. The entire team was incredible. Miss Dina, Miss Saba, they were always there to monitor my progress, and the assistants who were not only helpful and friendly, but also they were very skilled.
Which assistant? Do you mind asking you which assistant helped you?
They were Jana and Omar.
Jana and Omar. Oh yeah, of course. That's amazing. So the environment, as far as the enthusiasm and the team, I have to say I'm very proud of my team. They are amazing. Yeah. So my next question for you is, which I really want every viewer to pay attention, because we're gonna ask Minna the most important question. What does it take to go from a 5 to a 9? What did you do? What's the secret?
Okay, so based on my experience, I believe the key is truly understanding the concept and being able to apply the knowledge to different type of questions. Because last year, this was a challenge for me. But once I joined your course, everything changed. You have an incredible ability to break down complex ideas into simpler one, which like making them easier to understand. So, I mean, it's not just about knowing the information itself, but also about really understanding it.
So really understanding the concept. And then the part of applying. So solving past papers
Exactly.
is
I was going to say this.
pretty important. So Minna, I do require a pretty good, hefty homework. Did you do the homework regularly and my quizzes?
I used to do all the quizzes, all the homework. Like, I want to tell you that I spent countless late nights solving homework and studying chemistry. Also, everything was perfect. Like, there was a lot of things that contributed to my success. For example, as for the quizzes, I made sure to complete each one and carefully watch the explanation videos that popped up right after submitting them. This helped me make sure that I fully understood everything. Also, I made it a point to attend every single class from the very beginning, staying fully focused and not letting myself zone out.
Yeah, it's a 2-hour class, so it's pretty long. So staying focused is, I have to admit, it's a bit of a challenge. So staying focused for the 2 hours.
Yeah, during the class, I used to take detailed notes. Like I was writing down even the smallest detail, whether or not they were common in exams. And after the class, I immediately would print out the materials and start on the homework without delay, making sure that I stay on track and manage my time effectively.
So to summarize, what really mattered with you is going from the very simplest thing and going up, you know, strategically, and focusing during the 2-hour lesson, which is pretty common among students. Now, I do have, just to let viewers know, if you zone out, the classes are recorded. You can go back. We also have the videos on the website that you can watch. And then doing the assignments on time, doing the quizzes on time. And you talked about a feature that we just had last year. It was a new feature, is the fact that as soon as you submit the quiz, you get a video pop up, which is the solution. And you watched all of those, all of them.
Yeah.
And then you discover what you did wrong, or did you have any surprises while watching? Like, oh, I did this wrong, or oh, I did this right, but it was a fluke, and here's the right way to think. Like, what was your impression watching the solution video right after submitting?
Of course, I had mistakes at the beginning. I had mistakes until the last day before
Yeah,
exam, and I feel
yeah,
it's very normal.
yes.
The video was helpful because you were explaining everything in details, like how we got this answer, why the answer is A and B. So everything was just perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really glad this is helpful because I try to usually also say, like, what do like, what is the most common mistake? What do students do when they answer this question, and what do they think? And here's a very common mistake that students do. Some students forget the units to write the units, for example, and some students do this mistake in calculation. So, oh my God, thank you for letting me know that this feature on the website was helpful, because the year before, what we did is we would give out the quiz, and then after the deadline, we would send the video solution, which could mean that you're going to watch it a few hours after you submit it, or a day after you submit it, or 2 days after you submit it. So people feel like, yeah, that's in the past. I submitted it 2 days ago, and they're like busy in other stuff. But when you get it as a pop-up right away, as you click submit, like not having to wait for a team or someone to release it, it's like, even if you do it 2 a.m., 2 o'clock in the morning, you can still watch the solution. Is going to pop up for you. That's amazing. You did mention a lot of things that contributed. It almost seems that the daily work was the most helpful, right? Like doing something about chemistry every single day, attending a lesson, being focused, taking notes, which is also, by the way, that was also a new thing, a new strategy that I used just last year. And the strategy was that I would give you something that I called Focus Packet. Now, I don't take credit for this name because where's that book? There's a book called Teaching Champion, or something like that. And they talk about this focus packet, and I implemented the idea. Oh, Teaching Like a Champion. That's what the book is called. And I wonder if I have it anywhere here. Teaching Like a Champion. Okay, I don't see it, but the author of Teaching Like a Champion recommended handing out this document to students, and it's almost empty. It's mostly clear spaces where students write down their notes, and I would just have like the headlines or few words here and there, fill in the blanks, for example, and then the students would write on it. So you did use that? You used the focus packet?
Of course I did.
Oh my God.
The focus packet you made last year, it was well organized and contained all the essential information. So yeah.
Yeah, so you took notes while in the class so that you don't zone out. The reason we call it focus is it helps you focus. So, okay, I'm glad that that's another feature that we just implemented last year. I did not used to have a focus packet. I just had a clear blank page and I wrote on it. So last year we just implemented this. So awesome, awesome. So my last question: what advice would you like to give to future students? Someone who, we're recording this in August, late August, August 14 today, and we are about to start a new course, and students are about to start their year 10 or year 11. And what advice would you give to them?
Okay, so my advice to new students is, first and foremost, to have faith in God and trust that hard work always pays off. And
yes, that was the first message you sent me yesterday when the results were out. Is, let me go up. No, where is it? You wrote, I think that was you. You wrote, it paid off. Like the hard work paid off. So hard work pays off. Trust that hard work pays off.
Yeah.
Any other advice to students?
Of course, being honest with themselves, like understand the responsibility that comes with their studies, and commit to doing their best to achieve high scores. And this can be accomplished by simply following your plan for solving a lot of past papers and studying. So delaying tasks can lead to being overwhelmed before exams. So it's better to be prepared in advance so you can approach exam with confidence.
Awesome.
And finally, I'd say that students should not give up or lose focus no matter what challenges come their way.
Did you ever feel, I mean, it's a pretty common problem. Did you feel overwhelmed during the year? Did you have moments?
During my AS exams, it was in Jan.
Oh, okay.
Because I had to study for the exam, and I had to stay focused in the topic we're taking in chemistry. And it was It was a very difficult topic for me. I still remember it was chapter 7 or 8.
That's
So
right,
this was
January.
hard.
Yep, January was rate of reaction, and then we also in January we start acids and bases. So yeah, that was a difficult time. So how did you manage that?
When I finished my AS exams, I printed out all the materials and listened to all the recordings because I've missed 2 or 3 recordings
Mm.
during this month. So I listened to all of them. I solved all the homework. And I want to add something. One of the main things that contributed to my success was the office hours that were provided by you and the assistant. Like I attended most of them, which gave me the chance to ask questions and clear up any doubts. So I used to attend most of the office hours, and the assistant was very skilled. Like, for example, during the revision classes, we would go through an entire past paper, and the assistant didn't just give us the answer. He would also summarize the entire syllabus and highlight the key concept. So yes,
Was
like
that still Omar?
yeah,
Was it okay? Wow. He's amazing.
getting my questions answered was the best part.
Yeah, yeah. So just to highlight this for students, you may go through a period of overwhelm. You may go through a period where you have to miss a little bit of the live classes and the work and then come back, and you will have to go through catch up. Okay. So people will have to go through the catch up, and that's where the office hours help. So like going to office hours, which is like the extra, just for people who don't know what office hours are, those are extra sessions during the week provided by my team. And of course, one of my team members is amazing. You mentioned Omar. We also have Jenna, and we have other assistants, but your experience with was with the Omar and Jenna. So this catch up. Now, a lot of students, when they come through this period of, oh, I have to catch up now, that's when problems happen. That's when people give up and they feel, oh my God, that's a lot. So that's when where you really overcame that, and you did a very good job catching up and listening to a little bit of an older sessions, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Anything else you want to add for newer students, for, I mean, anything?
I just want to express how happy I was yesterday when I got 9. Like it was an indescribable feeling, even though I was expecting a good mark because I know how much effort I put in. Like I felt an immense sense of happiness and satisfaction, which watching all of those hours of hard work and dedication pay off is incredibly rewarding. So yeah, that's
It
it.
is incredibly rewarding. And Minna, you're gonna be an amazing doctor. Okay, I hope I never have to see you because I plan to stay healthy. But you're gonna be an amazing doctor. Your patients are lucky because you're a hardworking person. You're very, very sweet. I mean, I did not mention in this interview, in addition to how Minna was hardworking, she had 2 other attributes there that I really, really loved. Number one, she had an amazing attitude. She was just sweet. She was polite. She was amazing. The attitude was just lovely. That's why I say your patients are lucky. The second thing is you were not shy about asking questions. I remember at the beginning of the year, you had a few, sometimes you would have few questions outside of the live sessions. You would text me and say, hey, I'm not sure about this question, or I'm not sure about this thing. And you had a pretty good communication. So you were communicating with me, you were getting in touch with me. And I really remember a story about chapter 6, when we were like breaking bonds and making bonds. Looks like you
Yeah,
remember. You
yeah.
texted me a voice message on the WhatsApp saying, now I understand how to do this question. I finally understand how to do it. And you were so blissful. Like you were very excited about the fact that you finally now know how to solve this question. And it's a 3-mark question. You don't want to miss it. So
Yeah,
I
because
really
it was a
remember.
question in my exam, in my June 23 exam. So when I had the ability to solve it correctly, like I felt very interested, and I
Yeah.
decided, oh, I'm going to text Dr. Nirvana now.
Yes, yes, I love that text. Oh my God. I mean, just to let viewers know, I love these communications. Like, do not be shy. Do not say, oh, I mean, because a lot of students will say, oh, Dr. Rivera is busy. She has a lot of students, so I'm not going to text her. Don't do that. I listen to all the messages, and they're very, very dear to my heart, and I love it. So you did have amazing attributes, and I encourage new students to kind of do the same thing. Start early, work hard. And it's not horribly hard. I mean, it's just a management thing. You do something every day and you listen to your teacher, huh? You do exactly what I say. And just keep this positive, enthusiastic, optimistic attitude. And finally, stay in touch with your tutors, whether it's me, your team. Looks like you had a really good communication with your team, with my team. I mean, Omar and Jenna, which is great. And all of that contributed to your success. Congratulations. You did it. I'm very, 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 very happy. Your text message yesterday, your voice messages, and the screenshot of the result yesterday was just like the blood was just rushing all over, and I was so happy to see that. Although I have to say it was expected, but you're still worried until the last minute, until you see this result. You're like, is it gonna be 9? So thank you so much. Minna, I love you and I'll miss you. Stay in touch, all right? I mean, when you get accepted to medical school, let me know. I want to know. I want to be one of the first people to know this amazing, because that's gonna be your kind of big goal, is to get accepted, and then the next goal is to graduate. So when you have those milestones, please let me know.
Sure, of course. Just I want to say that it was a true pleasure to see you again.
Thank you.
You've always been one of my favorite teachers, and I'm
Oh.
incredibly grateful for everything you and the team had done for me to help me to success.
Thank you, Minna, and it was a pleasure teaching you. Thank you so much.